What's up guys, welcome back to Born Again Naturals. So in today's video we'll be doing a Pamperchat. So you guys know what to do. Pull out your serums, your scrubs, your masks, whatever you need to pamper yourself, and let's get right into it. So in honor of fall, we'll be doing a pumpkin spice mask, and now we are going to begin to apply. But before we do, I just wanted to start off by speaking a bit on our topic today, which is on why obedience to God is so important. And as you guys know, we talk about a plethora of things here on this channel, everything from skincare, hair care, dating, relationships, and faith, of course. And so I just felt kind of led in my spirit to touch on this for a bit. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I would say that this topic on obedience to God is often a difficult one for many of us. And I think that's because, well, I know that's because, we love to operate in flesh and, appease our own desires and wants because we feel as though we have the answers to everything and we know how everything is going to work out and it's going to be fine, and we often lead ourselves into a lot of error and a lot of unnecessary problems when we do that, and so that's why I realized that we have to make obeying God a priority, because at the end of the day, God knows our very head from our tail. He knows what's going to happen today. He knows what you're going to eat for breakfast tomorrow. He knows who you're going to be dating in the future. So, if God knows all these things, this is why I believe we ought to, just be able to trust Him more. And whenever He commands us to do stuff or asks us to do something, that we do it, because He's not doing it because He's like a tyrant. Gonna get that right there. But He's doing it out of protection and love. And I think sometimes we misinterpret His parameters and His restrictions as, He don't want us to enjoy life, and really He's really protecting us from a lot of drama that we could honestly avoid in the first place. And there's something so beautiful about being able to please God, because even in His word He says obedience is better than sacrifice. And so when you could find yourself, rather than trying to feel so spiritual and so high and mighty and so deep in God by doing fasting and prayer and sacrificing your time or whatever, all of that is nothing if you're not obedient to what I'm actually asking you to do. And it really makes you step aside and say, well, wait, if me spending all this time trying to prove myself to God through acts of service and stuff like that, isn't the end all say all, and at the end of the day, it isn't what I do, but how obedient I am in doing what He tells me to do, then that changes the whole ball field. Because it's one thing to try to do something right, but if your help and what you're doing right is not necessary, so to speak, it's like useless. And that's a wake-up call, because you don't want to be spending time doing things that are useless and of no effect, So definitely being able to please God is definitely one of the biggest parts of it for me. Alright, if you see me squinting, it's because of all of that spice and peppermint. The peppermint is giving me a cooling sensation and a heating sensation at the same time. It's really weird, but it's a very lovely, cool sensation to feel. You guys just have to try it. Now obviously we're not going to leave this on our face too long because of all of the spices we put in, but this is definitely really good to help open up your pores, so that whatever serums and moisturizers that you put on, it really helps to seep it into your face really, really well. Alright, so the second reason why I would say it's very important to be obedient to God is because you'll receive God's best. Like I mentioned earlier, we often think that we know God's best or the best thing for our life, but we really don't. God knows it, and if He's leading you a particular pathway, even if it's not what you had planned, you'll realize in due time that the way His plan works out so effortlessly, it's so worth it 10,000 times over. We could have an idea of being a part of something, getting a particular job, or having a particular environment, or friends, or relationship with someone that we think is going to create a great opportunity for us, or was what we were always asking for all along. And then when we actually dig down deeper, that person was so shallow, or they were nothing like what you thought that they would be. In fact, they were the complete opposite. They end up turning into this monster or some crazy person, and it leaves you just having to acknowledge that God was right. Like, the thing about it is, God will not allow you to fall into these temptations blindly. He will give you promptings. He will give you nudgings to be like, okay, daughter, okay, son, don't go this route, don't do this. But sometimes most of the time we just want to do it our way because we think we know best. And you would find that when you do it God's way, even if it involves waiting, even if it involves not involving yourself, because that's what we like to do. We have to be like Abraham and Sarah, trying to input ourselves into the equation to make it happen. Because if we don't put our efforts into it, even if God tells us just chill and watch Him be God, if we don't put our efforts into it, we feel like it's going to fail and not going to work out. And we don't understand how we be ruining what God is trying to do and what He's trying to put together. So you would definitely find that when you allow God to do it His way, it just works out perfectly every single time. And then the third and final thing I would say as to why obedience to God is important is because, and I alluded to it earlier, is that you save yourself so much unnecessary stress and problems. Again, we don't know the future. We have no idea how things are going to play out exactly. All that we are promised is that it has to work out for our good and our benefit. That's all we're given a clue as to what things are going to be like, but as to how it's going to happen, when, why, methods and stuff like that, we really don't know until we start to walk it out. That's why we have to live this life of faith in the first place. You have to begin to put your faith and trust in a God you can't see, but is real. And you have to be able to put your faith in His word, that if you truly believe who He says He is, that you will trust Him. And you have to get so sick and tired of being sick and tired of not trusting Him. That's the only way you're going to overcome that lack of trust in Him. Like, you have to get so sick and tired of doing it your own way, so sick and tired of failing all the time, and having things not work out when you try to input yourself into the equation, that you would realize that God is the end all, say all. His word is final, and it is true, and it will come to pass. And that I will believe this word no matter what is thrown my way, no matter what doubt comes, no matter who tries to, make me feel down or doubtful about it. Like, I am going to believe this word hands down, no matter what. Alright guys, so that's the end of our pamper chat. I had so much fun chatting with you guys, and I just washed off my face mask. My face is feeling super smooth and looking really nice and dewy, so I'm loving it, and I'm gonna keep on doing this mask, y'all. I'm telling y'all be sleeping on these natural masks. They are amazing. So if you plan on trying this mask out, let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, take care, be safe out there. We love you.